In Japanese folklore, bodies of water are where our most primal fears take root, and no Yōkai better embodies the deep, deceptive nature of the sea than the Nure-onna, the wet woman. She is a creature that hunts not just with power, but with a terrifying command of human compassion and allure. The Nure-onna is said to be born from a chilling union, a drowned woman, perhaps betrayed by a lover or tragically swept away by a sudden wave, and the spirit of the giant sea serpents that lurk in the abyss. This makes her something more than a simple ghost. She isn't a human soul lingering in sorrow. She is a hydrological entity, a force of nature permanently bound to the coastline, a living part of the treacherous shore. Her appearance is both hypnotic and monstrous. Legends describe her as colossal, often hundreds of meters long. Her massive serpentine tail, covered in slick, black scales, usually remains hidden beneath the murky water. All that appears to the unsuspecting eye is the upper torso of a beautiful woman. Her long, black hair, perpetually saturated with seawater, often drapes over her face, revealing only cold, narrow eyes and a mouth that conceals a long, hollow tongue. She carries the strong, pungent smell of seaweed and salt, the very scent of the deep sea brought ashore. But unlike other rampaging monsters, the Nure-onna's greatest strength lies not in brute force, but in absolute stillness and patience. She can lie motionless on the rocks for hours, a dark shape against the wet stone, waiting for prey. She blends into the landscape, becoming just another part of the cruel, indifferent scenery, until the perfect moment arrives. Her hunting technique is a master class in psychological warfare, a cruel exploitation of our best instincts. She targets those with kind hearts, or solitary men traveling along the coast. The scene is always tragically set. She appears at a lonely river mouth or on a remote, rocky outcrop often used as a shelter by fishermen. She moans, feigning exhaustion and desperation, her voice filled with a mother's panic. "Please, sir," she plead, "hold this baby for me, just for a moment. I must retrieve my net that has drifted away." The fisherman, moved by compassion for what he believes is a distressed mother, takes the swaddled bundle from her arms. And in that instant, the trap springs. He feels an unnatural heaviness, a crushing weight that seems to grow with every passing second. This isn't just physical mass, it is a magical burden. It's as if all the water in the ocean, all the despair of the drowned, is being channeled directly into that small bundle in his arms. The more the victim struggles, the heavier it becomes. Soon, the weight is so immense that he is completely paralyzed, pinned to the ground, unable to move, unable to drop his burden. When he finally, desperately, tears open the wrapping to see the child, he finds no infant at all. Instead, he sees a cold, heavy volcanic rock, tangled in seaweed. Once the victim is fully ensnared, helpless and terrified, the Nure-onna reveals her true form. She rises further from the water, her massive serpentine body now visible in the churning surf. She doesn't need fangs or claws for the final act. She extends her long, thin, and hollow tongue, using it like a delicate, horrific siphon. The tongue gently touches the victim's neck or face, and through it, she begins to drain everything, their blood, their spirit, their very life force. The victim can only watch, paralyzed, as their existence is siphoned away. They die with a look of utter terror and helplessness etched onto their face, their body left a withered, empty husk. But the horror doesn't always end there. In many coastal legends, the Nure-onna doesn't operate alone. She often acts as the sinister lure for an even more terrifying Yōkai, the Ushioni, the ox demon. While the Nure-onna drains the life force with a quiet, insidious touch, the Ushioni is a creature of pure, brutal violence. After the Nure-onna has finished her grim task, the Ushioni emerges to consume the victim's entire body, leaving no trace behind. This partnership is a horrifying alliance of the deep, a dance of allure and annihilation, where compassion is the bait and total oblivion is the prize. Escaping the serpent woman is nearly impossible once her trap is set, but a slim hope does exist. It lies in quick thinking, agility, and the power of gnawing magical matter. If a traveler recognizes the trap before taking the bundle, their only option is to flee immediately, without a second's hesitation. If they have already accepted the cursed package, they must find a way to cast it away from themselves at all costs. The magical weight, it is said, dissipates the very instant it loses contact with a living body. Dropping it, throwing it, getting it away is the only path to survival. There is, however, one other intriguing detail in the folklore. The Nure-onna is said to be extremely fearful of sharp metal and fire. Fishermen who carried sharp blades or could quickly start a bonfire on the shore might have a chance to ward her off temporarily. This reflects a deep-seated fear that many water have toward the tools of human civilization and the elemental power of fire, symbols of humanity's ability to control and conquer the natural world. The Nure-onna is more than just a monster. She is a story about the dangers of misplaced trust and the deceptive beauty of the unknown. She reminds us that the sea holds ancient secrets, and that sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is answer a cry for help coming from the dark, cold water. So the next time you walk along a lonely shore at dusk and see a solitary figure by the waves, be careful. Not all who seem lost are in need of saving. Some are simply waiting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark corners of folklore, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the abyss.